0 hour strikes, the clock ticks down. Rise from the ashes, wear your crown. No fear, no chains. Break the mold, forge your destiny. Fierce and bold.
And we are live for another podcast of 0 Hour. I am your host for tonight, your Rural 2IC, and I am joined by 2 out of 3 guests, which our other guest is currently trying to get in. He's experiencing some technical difficulties. If he happens to make it through, we will pop him in. But for now, OVP, why don't you tell everybody who you are?
Hi, guys. I'm back. I got revived. Dead Prepper pulled some strings, so yeah. Glad to see everybody. Hopefully Dan makes it on. Technical difficulties. He's probably must be technologically handicapped like I am, so he'll figure it out, I hope. So
yes, hopefully he will. Half ready, who are you?
I'm Mark and I'm half-ass ready. So hey y'all, we are going to have a guest. Eventually, I have all the faith in our guest in making it through this technical problem, but I'm here to help you survive. Look what I've done for Ohiovallyprepping. Me and the Dead Prepper have brought him back from the edge of ruin. So
yeah,
welcome in, y'all. Get your questions ready. Let's do this thing tonight. Have a good time.
Absolutely. And as you can see across the bottom, we go 100% by you, the chat. Questions, comments, topics, anything you would like us to discuss or answer, you guys just drop in the chat, and then we see where we go from here. And let's see if we see anybody. I see a ton of people in chat already. Have you guys seen any questions yet?
Nope.
Yeah, I was trying to go
I
through
haven't
and
seen anything yet.
yeah, I was trying to get through and see if I can see the first question of tonight, because there's everybody saying hello to each other, which is exactly what we want.
Yep.
Which while we wait for the first one, we do a lot of this based on networking. OVP, how important is networking?
Very important. You need to have some people you can rely on. I know that can be tough sometimes because you got to make sure you vet people properly and hopefully they're vetting you at the same time. But yeah, I mean, there's things like Bug Out Weekend, and there's a lot of other meetups and that are really good for stuff like that. So hopefully y'all can make it to something like that one day, hopefully this summer, and we'd love to see you. So, of course I got a visitor, Bubbles.
I can. It's Halloween, baby.
Yeah, right.
I knew this one was going to be an issue. Go.
Okay. That's all right. All right. Half ready. How important is networking?
Well, networking is important. I've actually dawned on me today just how important. Look, this networking is important. Okay. It is important. It's good that we can share information, right? But here's the real deal. Okay. You're there and I'm here. Okay. And grid down, we may not be able to do this. Right.
Right.
But at the end of your driveway are resources that may be depending on you, or you may be depending on them. So it's imperative that you get out and know your neighbors. There is not a damn thing wrong with making a big bunch of mini banana bread muffins and riding around on a Sunday afternoon and saying hello to the people that live in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Just and at that point, you can make a survey of what you think you can help them with. You don't have to tell them you're there to help. But hey, I see a question. But yes, networking in SHTF is probably going to be your only lifeline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Which we got one here. We have winter fast approaching. What is your method, or what is some methods people can do to stay warm in the event of a power outage for this winter? What's this reverse course and half ready? What do you think?
Well, of course, wood stove is great alternative heat source, and more power to you if you have one. Now, I don't, and I don't want one. Now, if you don't have wood as an alternate heat source, get yourself a kerosene heater. Kerosene keeps a long time. Okay, you can stockpile kerosene. Plug seal don't allow moisture to get into kerosene. Kerosene takes a long time. A propane heater is a good way, a good alternate heat source. Propane keeps for a long time. So, these are ways you can heat without wood. But I would say if you have a wood stove, that would be the way to go.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
OVP, what about you?
We're stockpiling propane. I got a big buddy heater, and I don't know if anybody's ever used one of them, but the big one, if you turn that thing on high, it will cook you. I mean, they work really, really well. And I used it some last year. I got a carbon monoxide detector because it says, safe for indoor use, but not that I don't trust it, but I don't trust it. So,
well, you should. Carbon
right.
monoxide is deadly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I should have clicked the raise my hand button. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But I got a carbon
I'm gonna
monoxide.
hit that thing one day because I've never hit it.
Go ahead.
And, the carbon monoxide detector never did go off last year, and it was working. So, I used it some last year when it got really cold, and that thing works well. It really does.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, and I got the big one, the big buddy heater. They make different sizes. I think they got like a small one, and then like a standard one, and then the big one.
Yeah,
and that thing works great. So, I mean, it ain't going to keep your whole house warm, but it'll make one room like tropical. So,
yeah.
So, as far as if the power goes out, like I said, we stockpile propane, and if the power goes out and we need some heat, we'll just close off a room, and we'll be nice and toasty. So,
well, that's a good point, though. The one room thing, that's a very good point. Come wintertime and you don't have the grids down, you need to be thinking about the room in your house that you can all sleep and live in, and kind of seal off from the rest of the house. You can conserve. You could heat that room with a little, with a can of canned heat, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Well, and it also comes to, I see one in here of also being safe. So you got that one right there of if you don't know what you're doing, make sure you're reading directions, make sure you're asking somebody, because when you're talking about fuel, for the most part, we're talking kerosene, propane, gasoline. These can have very bad consequences.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, if you get one of those buddy heaters, get a carbon monoxide detector. I know it says, safe for indoor use, but just in case, just in case you got a leak or something like that, you don't want that carbon monoxide in there. So,
again, when you start throwing those 20-pounder and 30-pounder and 100-pound cylinders on those buddy heaters, you need to make sure that you're doing it the correct way. I've read several horror stories of not the necessarily of them exploding, but you doing damage to your heater with them.
Yeah.
So make sure you're doing that the correct way.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true.
I see a question about fishing line.
Yeah, I saw a whole bunch of stuff. I've been going through and hitting little stars next to them so I can click on them. All right. So here we go. So we got this one here. So what do you do? You prep for fun. Or I'm sorry, this one is what is it? This one is the steak question. Steak question.
Think she's having a problem with a dog or something. Anyway.
Probably. So question is how do you go through and how do you like your steak? That's a good question. How do you like your steak, Half Ready?
Medium.
Medium. Yes.
Medium.
OVP.
Medium well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably right there. I like
Yeah.
a little of that.
A little bit less pink than most people take, I think. But
Yes.
I like my animals dead. If I'm going to eat them, I want them dead. I don't want them crawling around on the plate. I don't want to be chasing the thing. I want it dead.
Right.
Dead and cooked.
Man, I saw the one with the fishing line and I didn't get to it. And
It was
but I saw that it was
country homesteading.
Yeah, it was something to do with what different things can you use fishing line for in your preps, and I think that's a very interesting because fishing line can be used for a lot. Half Ready, what can you do?
Well, again, when you need some seriously good thread, right? If you're sewing 2 tarps together, or you're sewing up a piece of your web gear, your kit, whatever, fishing line is pretty strong stuff. So you want something strong, you can always use it to fish with also.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
OVP.
And yeah, it's really good for sewing up tarps and that. Now I like the braided fishing line, like the spider wire, the stuff, because it's thinner and stronger. So, as far as that goes, that's my choice in fishing line for preps, because
I suppose you could use it for cordage also.
Yeah.
I mean, any kind of cordage, but again, fishing line. You can use fishing line for cordage, but you can't always use cordage for fishing line. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, very true. Very true. I was even thinking, if it came down to it, you could probably use it medically too. You can probably stitch yourself up.
It would probably work for sutures. Yeah,
probably would. Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a whole lot. You could probably it's almost like duct tape. You could probably come up with a ton of different things just because of how you could probably use it for tripwire for like a sentry alarm or all sorts of stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, especially if you get the spider wire, because it's usually green. So it's, kind of, you're not going to see it as much, if you're going to use it for something like that. Sometimes if you get the clear stuff, sometimes you get the
great.
Hey!
Moogly.
We got them.
About time, stupid computers.
What's up, Dan?
Look at my favorite mass hole.
Ugh. Hi, Rita.
Excellent.
That's too good.
Well, you joined late, so tell everybody who you are, and then we got to get you caught up on questions.
Dan H., everybody's favorite mass hole.
That is true. That is true.
There you go.
That sums it up.
Yeah, short and sweet. I guess the most important one is how do you like your steak?
Well done.
Okay. No judgment.
Because I have issues if it's not cooked well done.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Like for some reason we were talking about that and I said medium well, but medium well is not what it used to be. So sometimes I need to get it a little more, but yeah.
And some of the countries I've been to and the ways they cook it, that they say it's medium or whatever else, you still see stuff coming out of it.
Yeah.
I need a little something coming out of mine.
Yeah. No. Not blood, not else, something else.
Oh.
So that's why I prefer well done.
Gotcha.
Make sure you cook all the nasties.
Yeah, you might as well just it's all protein anyway, so
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Say that when you're in the hospital with tubes everywhere because of it.
Very true.
Some bug is crawling out of your penis hole.
Yeah. That's probably not good.
No.
And then Dan's perspective, what could you use fishing line for in your prep?
Many things. Sutures, fixing your gear, fixing equipment that's not a backpack or pants or something else, your hammock, your tent.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was on a roll.
How about your shoes?
Oh, yeah.
You can fix your shoes.
You
can use it as temporary bootlaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use it as cordage.
Yes. Very awesome. And then what was the other? Oh, how important is networking?
Say that again. You broke up.
How important is networking?
If you don't network, you can't get things you need, whether it's people, items, or information.
Very good. Very good. All right. I've been trying to roll through chat just to make sure I don't see anything, and everybody's saying hello to Dan and hello to everybody, which is going right through with yeah, and that's right. You can use
I don't have chat. Hi, everyone.
Excellent. All right. So I guess we're on our own until we get another that's right, a snare. Very good, Doug. That's a good one. You probably use that as a snare.
Didn't somebody ask us what we do for fun?
Oh, let's do that then. Okay. Well, you brought it up, Ready. So
I did see that.
Let's double down on this. What do you do for fun now while it's peacetime? And what would you do for fun during SHTF?
Well, for fun, well, I do YouTube and I watch sports. That's what I do for fun. I mean, I work a lot, but I that's what I do for fun. But grid down, different situation, right? So over the years, look, where I live, power goes out a lot here, okay? And we of course have adapted to have power when nobody else has power, but there are times when you don't want to turn the power on for the one day it's going to be out, right? So, but over the years we have tons of board games and jigsaw puzzles, all kinds of murder mystery games that like kind of like Clue, kind of like thing, and escape room games that you figure out. These sort of things that challenge your mind and keep you from being bored. Target practice is always a good one, JD.
Yes, target practice is always good. Dan, what do you do for fun now? And what are you going to do when the balloon goes up?
Gear testing and gear shopping. Playing with Freedom Toys and reading.
Like that.
Any kind of tactics or other kind of manuals on different things.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, OVP, we're down to you.
What I do now? Yeah, watch sports. Watch my Buckeyes. That's about the only sports I watch. College football. And I like to fish, although I haven't fished as much as I'd like to the last couple of years, but grid down, I'm going to catch up on some sleep. At least until things start to get hairy anyway, and then that's going to go out the window too. But chess. Somebody said chess. Yeah, I like to play chess.
Ooh, yeah, chess would be fun. Yep. Yeah. So, what do you think? And we'll go back around this way. So we'll start with OVP. Do you think that in a let's go with a medium to a long-term SHTF, do you think having something to do to keep your mind off that's not work is going to be important?
Absolutely, because you're going to go insane otherwise. Yeah, you're going to have something. You're going to have a little bit of fun once in a while, some entertainment, some enjoyment, or you're going to stress yourself out to the point where you're going to lose it, So, yeah, I think that's going to be very important. Absolutely.
Excellent. Dan?
Break it down to basic card games or board games.
Yeah.
If you're not physically doing some kind of work, entertain yourself, keep the mind going.
Nice. Half ready?
Yeah, morale's important.
Yeah.
It's and if you're the leader of your group, especially, man, you need to keep your team motivated because it's hard work, right? And we all know that it grid down is hard work, and it's nice to have prep the right snack that'll make everybody happy.
Ooh.
The game or whatever. But anyway, yeah,
we're going to hit on that next. But love and life. Grid goes down, no access to your bank card. What's your backup plan? Let's start with Dan now.
Gold and silver.
Nice. And half ready, what do you think?
Tobacco and alcohol.
Ooh, okay.
Seriously, I mean, Y'all know I keep a box full of cigars and I keep a damn bunch of alcohol. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going with tobacco. I mean, look, a good prepper keeps cash, right?
Right.
Helene here taught us that. When the stores couldn't accept your credit card and you needed something, you had to have cash. So, yeah, a good prepper needs some cash, but a good prepper also needs a long-term gold, silver, whatever, because Bitcoin ain't going to be worth a crap, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But when it gets down to, of course, medium, you need cash. Long-term, you need to start thinking about the barter system.
Yes. OVP?
Yeah. Gold, silver. But, part of the reason that we do this is so we don't need anything, So, but coffee, I think instant coffee, freeze-dried. There's enough coffee addicts out there. You're going to be able to trade some coffee for some stuff. So, but yeah, anything that people are going to want, like Mark was saying, tobacco, alcohol, anything that people have vices to is going to be good barter items. So
I don't have enough women to do women, so I went without.
yeah. But you know what? As much as you don't really want to talk about that, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. That is going to be a barter item. I don't think I could get away with it, but but yeah, I mean that's going to happen. So
nice. All right, so you hinted at snacks, so let's do another two-parter. What is your go-to snack, your favorite snack now? And then what is it going to be when you can't go to the store and get that said snack? What's going to be your off-grid go-to? Let's go back around. So let's go OVP.
Right now I eat way too many cream sticks. But when the grid goes down, there's not going to be cream sticks, and I'm going to be really sad. And so is my wife. She's going to be really sad about that too. But freeze-dried Skittles. I have freeze-dried Skittles. I also have a lot of freeze-dried pudding, things like that. So yeah, but you're going to need some like comfort food. So freeze-dried Skittles. Yep. You haven't ate all of them yet?
That's my second bag.
Oh, I haven't got into the first bag yet. It keeps calling my name, and I just keep kind of going, no. But so yeah, you're going to need some kind of comfort food just to, put a little smile on your face once in a while. But so yeah, you can get. There's actually a freeze-dried candy store in town here that you could stock up on some things like that, and or if you do your own freeze drying or whatever, but order it online. But yeah, something like that would be a good thing to have on hand.
Yeah. All right, Dan, let's hear it.
Mini Swedish fish.
All right.
And like OVP said, they just opened up a freeze-dried store in the mall down the road last week, and I'm gonna have to start visiting it.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's your favorite freeze-dried go-to?
Normal Skittles, not the sour ones.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So half ready. What's your stuff, man?
Well, right now if it isn't a Reese cup, it's got to be an ice cream sandwich. But again, I when the grid goes down, I do have some freeze dried candy put up, but I also have like this dehydrated cookie mix from Angus and Farms. So I guess I'll probably be baking cookies in my little camp stove. So for that. And like dark chocolate, I'm a big dark chocolate fan too, Billy.
Yeah, everybody's jumping in on this. This is a good. That's a good question on that one. All right, so I got asked this actually this morning. I had an email. Do you think one of the aspects of prepping that either get way over focused or not enough attention? And let's go with Dan. Dan looks like he already has an answer.
aspect people overlook or don't think about is you have to prep for yourself. What
Mhm.
I do, what you do, what OVP does, what Half-Ass does, doesn't work for everybody. Your area is different. Your lifestyle is different. Maybe even your diet is different. So you have to plan for yourself before anything else.
Yeah.
Yes. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
All right, half ready. What do you got?
Well, I think maybe probably people go too far or not far enough is your backup power. I know I'm guilty of going overboard. And I have people that I know who have absolutely no thought on it. Now, maybe, and the reason I say that going overboard, when no one else has power and you have power, you have become a target if you're not very careful in your light security and security measures that you're taking. So you may be going overboard, but I think you have to have some backup power, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm thinking power, and there's got to be a happy place in the middle somewhere. I'm glad I'm on the other side of it, but there you go.
Yeah, very much so. Which I see there was a few things in there that kind of like dental health. I think there's a lot of people that overlook that. There's the way salt I think will be important, but how much do you think people, whether it is an individual, whether it is a group or a family, how much do you think that they are actually ready for SHTF security wise? And OVP, let's start with you.
Security? Well, I think a lot of people focus on security. I was going to say, as far as the overlooked thing is, I don't think people have enough water on hand.
Oh, yes.
Because, I don't think people realize how much water they're going to need other than just drinking. And a lot of people may have a source picked out where they're going to get water from. But something that I suggest is take that source and have it tested. You can take a sample, send it in, have it tested, and it'll come back and say it's got this and that, whatever. Then do what you think you would do to filter that water. And then after you filter it, send the filtered water in and test it and see how you did. Okay. Because you might think your filtering technique is going to cut it, and it might not. And if it doesn't, you're going to be in big trouble. So, I would definitely suggest doing that. And but as far as security goes, I don't know. I think security is kind of one of the things that people do focus on a lot, as far as having Freedom Seed dispensers, and we got cameras and Freedom Seed dispensers, and I got enough knives to start a traveling show or something. So I don't think that's something that gets overlooked a lot. I think that might be something people focus maybe a little too much on sometimes when they should, be doing other things. But
yeah,
that's my opinion anyway. So
yeah. All right, half ready. What do you think? Do you think people are actually ready for security?
Well, they think they are. Dan knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's why I saved him for last.
Yeah, Dan knows what I'm talking about. They think they are. And when you're out walking your property line at 2:00 in the morning and it's piss pouring rain and it's 30 fucking degrees, you're not ready for security. And these are things that you will have to do. People think they are. People have a plan, which is better than nothing, right? But you look. Security is it's a commitment. It's a commitment in time. It's a commitment in equipment. It's a commitment in effort, and it's a commitment you can't go to sleep on. You understand? Mm-hmm. You can't take a day off. In other words, you can't take it's 100%, right? And again, we were talking about the danger of you being the only guy in town with power. You better have enough security to guard that.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a pretty damn serious thing. So
fully agree. Dan, we saved you for last.
Well, security is a 3-ring principle you have to follow. Otherwise, you're screwing yourself. Number one, most people in their individual houses don't even have enough people to maintain security. So you're screwing yourself in the first place. Second, you have your immediate perimeter of your house. You have your inner perimeter, which is inside your property line. And then you have your outer perimeter, which is your property line and beyond to your next nearest neighbor. If you're not securing all those 3 areas at the same time, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because you sit there and look out your second or third story balcony window, you're only looking in one direction.
Yep.
That's only going to do as far as you can physically see. All right. Somebody can be walking down the road, burning your neighbor's house down, and you're not going to know because you haven't gone past your property area.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I saw. Oh, here we go. Hopefully this works. There we go. Love and Life. One book you would recommend to keep during SHTF. That's a good one. And let's go with Half Ready. You're the reader, man.
Yeah. Well, look, the Boy Scout Handbook. Y'all have heard me talk about it. I have a whole video dedicated to it. I'm a big fan of the Boy Scout Handbook. It is by no means a comprehensive survival guide, but it is a book that can and will save your life and give you some basic knowledge of bushcrafting, which you may need. But there are lots of books. There's lots of authors out there. Look, I strongly suggest reading. You need a book that helps you identify local plants and animals too. But you read these fiction novels, these post-apocalyptic fiction novels. Lots of things in those give you ideas about how to do things that will help keep you alive.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I agree.
I can talk all night.
Well, Dan said he reads too. So, Dan, what's one or two of your suggestions?
One, I suggest you make your own book out of information from 4 or 5 other books that cover all topics you would need for survival. But if you break it down to one individual book, 1980 version of the SAS Survival Guide.
Nice. Very nice. I'm gonna have to look that one up. OVP, what do you got?
I was going to say a Bible or I guess I should say, not so much or, but unless you're really good at identifying plants in your area, like Mark was saying this way, you should have some kind of book that's specific to your area that tells you what you can and cannot eat out there. Because if you eat the wrong thing, well, you're going to be like the dead prepper. So, so something that helps you, unless you're really good at doing it already, and you know that's something you've practiced a lot, something that tells you what is edible in your area and what's not.
Yeah, that's smart. That's very smart. And for me, hopefully this does the right one. I would say that guy's book right there, The Roaming Prepper, has a really good book.
Yes, he does. I'm
waiting for my signed copy of it, but you know, you got to be somebody special.
Yeah, that costs money.
Yeah,
that kind of influence costs money. Of course you do.
Ace had a good one here. Communication with distant family and friends. So what do you think would be a good way to reach out and touch somebody when things are going absolutely chaotic? OVP, what do you think?
Well, probably a ham radio or something to that effect is going to be about your only option. Because, you know, things go crazy. Obviously, the power is probably going to be out. The cell towers are going to be down. Unless you can send smoke signals long distance. I'd say something, you know, even bowfangs and that like that, but learn how to, yep. You know, learn how to use the repeaters and things like that. To get to where you need to talk to. So that's probably going to be about your only option.
Yeah. Dan, how do we reach out and touch somebody?
It depends on 1, distance, and 2, what you can communicate style with. You can, if you still have power and internet's still up, you could use chat systems. If you're trying to use a radio, you could use CB, but you only have 5 to 10 mile range.
Right.
You can use the bow fangs and everything else, but they're still limited by range.
Yeah.
So what you really need then is a ham base station instead, because that's what gives you the further reach.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Which I'm gonna ask a really simple question that's gonna go along with this. Is there such thing as a secure comms? And half ready?
No.
Nope. OVP?
No.
Not that I know of.
Dan?
You can't buy the system to get it. It's prioritized to the military only, and it's a coded system.
Yeah.
And it's an add-on system that's added to radios.
Gotcha.
You can, it's again, and you've heard my son and me talk about it. You have to create your own encryptions. You have to create your own language to speak, especially if look, they call the Baofeng radio the warlord's radio. In Afghanistan, the warlords all use Baofengs, and hell, our Marines would take an old TV set and turn it over on the UHF channel and screw around until it got this snow screen. And when they seen waves come in the snow screen, they knew that the Afghans the Taliban was there talking on their Baofengs. They couldn't hear what they were saying, but they knew they were there. So, and the range of a Baofeng in those mountains was probably 3 miles. So you knew you were within 3 miles of the enemy. So get up, strap your kid on, let's go play. But yeah, and you're right. But again, any radio is not going to be secure comm unless you're using an encrypted language on the radio.
Yes. Yes. Doug had a good one here.
Yeah. I've seen
So
that.
what is the best place when SHTF happens? And I will even throw it in there. Let's say you can't go home. What is, if you can't go to your house, what is the best place to go? OVP, let's go with you.
Well, that's a tough question because it depends on what's going on. It depends on what no standing on there.
Exactly.
What the SHTF situation is. You know, is it World War III? Is it just civilized? What seems to be the issue? Because if it's World War III, you obviously want to be away from any military big cities, or of course the big cities kind of whatever goes down, you don't want to be in a big city. But so yeah, I mean, hopefully you have a bug out location picked out. And, yeah, Walmart. No, not Walmart. I'd say maybe the hills of West Virginia, but remember that is where Wrong Turn was filmed, so based on a true story. So you might want to be a little careful down there. But yeah, the farther away from the crowd you are, probably the better off you are.
I agree, and we all know that when SHTF happens, that Ghost Lincoln is going to be some sort of like Mad Max themed warlord of the Walmart. So, I mean, I don't blame him on that one. Yeah. All right, so Dan, what's your answer?
First off, the situation that's starting SHTF is what has to be brought in into your fourth thought, because if it's just a tornado, get under a damn bridge.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If it's no power and no communications at all, find your next fortified location that you can use.
Nice.
If it's World War III stuff, dig yourself a hole and get ready for somebody to step on you, because that's what's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Half ready? Where are you going?
Well, again, if I can't go home, I mean, and again, this goes back to, we've said it 1,000 times. Your get home bag needs to have everything in it, and it needs to have a lot of bushcrafting stuff in it, because if you can't go home, you damn sure don't want to go. No offense, Ghost, but you damn sure don't want to go to Walmart. Everybody's going to be going to Walmart, and you're going to have to kill a bunch of people that you don't know. I would think that if you can't go home, you can't get back to your preps immediately. You want to fortify where you're at and start figuring out how to survive where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I agree. It's hard to give an answer like that. You kind of have to throw a scenario at it. I've always said that I would love to just go to the library. At least all the libraries around me are brick. Most people aren't going to be there. You got a ton of printed education. That's usually my thing. But since we brought it up, Doug said, all right, fine. So what do you think is the most likely event that's going to happen? So let's reverse course. We'll go with half ready. What's the big thing?
it's going to be a weather event that's going to affect you adversely. The geopolitical scene going on in this country right now is all to hell, but we're all still Americans. So weather events concern me, especially living through what we've lived through. But yeah, you need to be prepared for a weather event, and I mean a catastrophic weather event. I never dreamed what would happen here, right? And yeah, that's really on the forefront of my mind all times now. Yeah, we were talking backstage. I'm working myself to a nub trying to get all the damn trees that might hit my house away from my house now. You know,
still.
I used to just wish I had more trees, right? No.
Yeah, very much so. OVP, what's the event, man?
Yeah, like Mark said, the most likely event's weather. But what's going to set the whole thing off is if you're anywhere in our age bracket, which I think most of the people in here are. We've been through, I don't know, 50 or 60 end of the world scenarios in our lifetime, and of course, nothing ever happens. But right now is a little different because there's just so many things going on at the same time that could cause, something bad to happen, let's just say. And which one's going to actually kick it off, I have no idea. It's probably going to be something we don't expect, because that's just how fate works. You prep for all these things, and the one thing you don't prep for is what's going to get you. But, prepping's kind of a general. I mean, you store food, you store water, you store things. It's going to cover a lot of different scenarios. So let's just hope whatever does happen isn't, like extra suns in the sky or something like that, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, I agree. Cough aliens. Dan, what do you think?
You're going to either have geopolitical issues or an economic issue.
Yeah. Well, and here's mine. Out of those two, which one would be worse?
Geopolitical.
Definitely see that.
Although the economic,
you don't know who's going to try to step in behind whoever just got deposed.
Yeah. Very much so. Very much. And I've been asked this 100,000 times, and this is probably the perfect panel. If we was to have the most major civil unrest due to this No Kings thing that went on, if we was to have a civil war, what would it look like? OVP, what do you think?
It's not going to be what everybody thinks. It's going to be ugly because, when we had the first Civil War, I mean, they all got in a big line and, in a field somewhere and sent little steel balls at each other. It ain't going to be like that now. It's going to be, town against town and neighbor against neighbor. And because it's all of this political stuff. It's not going to be this state against that state or, the North and the South. It's going to be, it would be ugly. It would be a very ugly thing that I don't think anybody's truly prepared for. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But I mean, is it a possibility? Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, we got so much tension right now between everybody. And I've noticed one thing, the preppers, we kind of stay out of it. Like, there's all these left and rights and they're fighting, and they just had that No Kings rally yesterday. And, they're all back and forth. And the prepping community just kind of stays out of it and gets ready for whatever's coming down. So, I'd say just keep doing what you're doing. And hopefully we never get to that point. I would hope cooler heads prevail, but I'm not going to bet my life on it. So
very true. Very true. Dan, what do you think it's going to look like if it ever happens?
You're going to have urban conflict on a scale close to Iraq and Afghanistan combined. You're going to have one street fighting the other side of the street. And it's not just going to be they're going to shoot and run away. They're going to shoot and then they're going to burn down the houses after they kill everybody inside it.
Yep.
You're going to have whole neighborhoods wiped out just because they thought one way and somebody else thought another way. Is going to keep going through that whole neighborhood and destroy it and then move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Half ready?
Oh yeah. It's well, the thing about it is, man, it ain't like everybody's even gonna be wearing different colored uniforms too, you know.
Right.
I mean, if we could talk to guys wearing blue bandanas and red bandanas, you got a chance. But you're going to be you will look. You will only trust the people in your inner circle, and anyone outside your inner circle you can't trust. They absolutely are untrustworthy. So yeah, it's going to be a very lonely, paranoid filled conflict the only way that what's going to happen, in my opinion, is people are going to retreat to their safe spot, and that's where they're going to stay. And then the police and the army or whoever the hell's left, it may be the UN, whoever the fuck it is going to, put the kibosh on it. Because I don't give a damn how prepared you are. You can't take on a damn troop carrier, armored troop carrier. So,
right.
I'm not even talking about tanks. I'm talking about up armored Humvees. You can't. There's nothing you can do with your fucking AR and a 9mm pistol against that, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
So again, it's just going to be it's initially it's going to be bloody, and then it's going to be a pullback because I don't know who the hell to shoot.
Right.
And I don't want to get shot. And so we're just going to hang. So.
Yeah, I agree. And for me, if it does turn to where we're going to go down political ties, it's basically going to be rural versus city. Most of the country is all red until you hit those major cities that are blue. And I think it might be something along those lines.
But you won't even be able to tell that anymore rural either.
No.
Because you might have one block that's one thing and another block that's something else. Right. And then block number 3 is a whole another aspect.
Right.
But they're all claiming to be this one color city.
Mm-hmm.
Until you walk in that first block, you're never going to know anything.
Right.
It's very true.
Well, you're going to have people who are just absolutely trying to line their pockets or their coffers with they'll have zero fucking loyalty to either side. They're going to be wanting to clean all the Nikes and the TVs and all the shit out of the stores, and then when they've done that, they're going to want to clean out your coffers. It's going to be that's where it's going to get dangerous. That's when at that point when people pull back, those ne'er-do-wellers are going to continue this fight, and then whatever power that be is out there is going to step in. And that may or may not be a good thing. Okay. I'm not by any means advocating that's a good thing, but that's where you are.
Yep. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because you could have one person running the show this week and next week is somebody else because all of a sudden they pulled in 500 more people from the next city over and now they're running the show. 2 weeks later, it's the next group because they have more people showing up.
Yeah.
Belly says she has a question. That kind of concerns me.
Oh, there we go. So, what do you think is going to happen in the very small towns, the let's say 1,000 or less people in the entire area? Do you think it's going to be really bad, not so bad? What do you think, OVP?
I don't think the small towns will be really bad. I mean, you got, differences of opinions even in the small towns. I think the small towns lean more towards the red side, so there's not as many blues, so it might not last long. But yeah, I don't think any place is going to be immune to it. If you think you're just going to, well, my little town's safe. No, I don't. Might be safer, but I don't think any place is going to be immune to it. I think it'll show up on every block in every city and every town in the countryside. Unless you're out in the middle of nowhere and there's nobody anywhere around you for miles and miles and miles, and still then, you better keep your eyes peeled. So, yeah, I like I said, now the big cities are going to be a bloodbath. I mean, just because the people in the big cities fight even if there isn't anything to fight about. So
that's true.
Yeah, I definitely, again, like I said before, the farther away you are from the crowd, probably the better off you are. But yeah, I don't think any place is going to be immune to it.
Gotcha. Dan, what do you think?
Unless everybody in that small town is on the same page, it's just going to be fighting internally like everything else.
Yeah.
If your fire department, your police, your mayor, your governor, whoever, all the town office people, whatever else, are getting along with the farmers and the store owners, everything else, unless they all agree, you're still going to have everything going to hell.
Yeah. That power vacuum sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. Half ready?
Well, just going to build on Dan's point. Yeah, I think small towns are going to be okay. I think, again, everybody's going to pull back to their safe place.
Yeah.
But exactly, building on Dan's point, exactly what I've been preaching for years. Not only do you need to quit bitching about what's going on in D.C., you better be worried about who you're voting for your town council, your city council, your mayor, your sheriff. These are important. And believe me, we found out down here during Helene when these college-educated city managers didn't know what the hell to do when the shit hit the fan down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's important. Your town leadership, you need to be out there selecting them, and you need to know them. So, but yeah, I don't think small towns are going to be as bad. What's going to be bad for small towns the thing about this pulling back to yourself is these connected, and we'll use Tren de Agua or any of the Mexican cartels or anything. They're organized, right? And these gangs are going to go out into these towns to get what they need to survive, right? So if we all pull back to our safe place and we don't have that community we've been talking about, started out the show talking about networking, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need that network to defend what you have.
Yeah. And if something like that would happen, the big cities are going to run out of supplies fast, so they're going to be spreading out looking for what they need. They're going to end up in the smaller communities and that because nothing's really produced in the big cities, so they're going to run out of things that they need pretty quick, and they're going to have to go out looking for supplies outside of the big cities into our little areas because they're not going to have a choice. So
yeah, very much so. Yeah, there's not a whole lot that's actually produced in a city that it is what it is, right? Usually they don't produce food or water or anything along those lines, and it's not going to be very much of a timeline before they start venturing out. So yeah, that's a good point. And I like Dan's point on the power vacuum. You have a bunch of people that's got fancy titles and they're all going to be gunning for that. Well, you know what? I know what's best. So that was a good one on that. Very good one on that. Where are we at with time? Okay, we're getting down to the end of everything.
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. This hour always just goes super fast.
It does, man. It really does.
Yeah. Dan, since you came in late, is there anything that you wanted to tell everybody or get anything that maybe somebody needs to hear?
Start with yourself and then build out. If you're not ready yourself first, you can't help anybody else beyond that. You can't help your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, anything else. Unless you're taken care of in the first place, you're done.
Yeah.
Always be ready so you don't have to get ready when something happens. It's not just a slogan, it's what has to happen. If you're not ready now, if something happens tomorrow, you're done.
Yeah.
You're not getting your stuff.
Yeah. Very, very true. Very true. All right. So let's well, you know what, before we do final thoughts, Billy asked it. You're in on it half ready. What is this whole thing about?
Well, we had a pretty good time on Billy's chat this morning. So, yeah, I admitted that I'm usually wearing my pajamas from here down, and I'm not going to prove I'm not wearing my pajamas because I am wearing my pajamas. So, but yeah, and yeah, we had a pretty good time this morning. So it was fun. And Billy is a character. And if none of y'all have anything to do on Sunday morning, Billy has coffee and we just have a damn good time. And it's funny. There's nothing serious about it. It's just a bunch of really good people laughing on a Sunday morning. So, yeah, it's yeah, we had a good time this morning, and of course Mel Spawn was on, who's going to be my Halloween guest on November the 2nd, and she's very excited. So, and again, we've talked about not just talking about prepping stuff, and those Halloween shows are going to be all about you guys getting your paranormal poop in one pile, because we're going to talk some paranormal crap. And I'm talking Bigfoot, skinwalkers, whatever the hell y'all want to talk about.
Aliens. Don't forget aliens.
Aliens, whatever y'all want to talk about. Ghosties, whatever.
Oh, that's good stuff. I did see this one last one, and I don't know the meaning of it, so Dan, it's all up to you. But Nomad says, are you inside or outside the 128 ring?
Inside.
That's above. Yeah.
It's one of the main roads that goes around all the cities.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's like a bypass.
Yeah. It's R270.
Because three numbered highways and byways go around major cities. 2 numbered highways go through them, either north or south.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense now. All right. So we'll close up. We'll do final thought. OVP, what's your final words of wisdom for everybody?
Guys, just, keep prepping. Stay close to your family. Next week is our first part 1 of our Halloween special. We're going to have Wolfgang on. So if y'all watch Wolfgang's channel, he's actually doing some things on the history of Halloween and that right now. So that's going to be part 1. And then part 2 is going to be down here with Metal Spawn on Mark's channel. So stay tuned for that, because we decided we're going to do some, some things that aren't necessarily prepping to get everybody's mind and have some fun and check out Billy's channel when she does her live streams. And I think she's sending the 3 of us a gift, and you don't want to know, but so yeah, just, keep prepping, keep your head on a swivel, stay alert. Don't put yourself at any unnecessary risk, but still live your life and have fun. You got to do that once in a while. So we'll see you next week. Week, right here. Yeah, we're on my channel next week. Yeah.
That's fine.
And I want to thank Dan for coming on and hanging out with us tonight. So Dan's the man. If y'all haven't met Dan, you need to. So show up the bug out weekend next year.
Yes. Half ready. What's your words of wisdom?
Well, tell the ones you love that you love them. And look, we're going to prep for ghosts and goblins and all that shit for the next couple of weeks too. So, we're prepping for every damn thing else. We might as well prep for aliens too. So, but yeah, no kidding. Keep your head on a swivel. Tell the ones you love that you love them. And we'll see y'all next week, I hope.
Fantastic. All right, Dan, you got any words of wisdom?
Start looking for your equipment or some of your supplies in off the wall places, because a lot of the places are now starting to bring in stuff at lower rates than the normal big box stores, everything else that people are looking at for everything.
Yep. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, Black Friday is definitely coming up. It's time to start looking at some of that stuff. So yeah, that's a good one. Last thing for me is when bad times come, usually we tend to try and fight them. Be ready for that fight, and the responsibility to be ready is you. It comes down to you, kind of like what Dan was saying. You've got to prepare for you. Then you can start branching out and helping others. So do what you guys keep doing, and I think you'll be all right. So thank you again, Dan. I know we had technical difficulties, but it's always great to have you. I've never seen you in the same room as Chuck Norris, so I don't know if that's still a thing, but thank you again. Excellent. All right, guys, we will see you next week on OVP's channel for the Halloween special edition part 1. And with that, guys, take care, and we are out of